My mother glued me to my twin sister every morning for 2 years. My mom saw conjoined twins on the news when my sister Marin and I were 7. She looked at us and then back at the TV and said, "If you two had been born connected, we'd be millionaires." I thought she was joking. She wasn't. 3 days later, Mom called us into her sewing room holding matching outfits she'd stitched together at the sides. "Put these on and walk to the door and back." We stumbled and tripped over each other while she filmed on her phone. "Perfect," she whispered. "This is going to change everything." The clothes weren't enough. Soon Mom started gluing patches of our skin together at the hip every morning before breakfast. "Hold still," she'd snap, while pressing our sides together until they bonded. "You need to look authentic." The industrial adhesive burned like fire and ripped at our skin whenever we moved wrong. Mom coached us for hours on our backstory. We shared a liver. Separation would kill us. Both. Doctors had given up hope. "Now practice crying about it," she demanded. "Think about never being apart. Think about dying if anyone tries to separate you." She booked us at medical conventions and charged $100 for photos. People would touch where we were connected and ask if it hurt, and Mom would dab her eyes and talk about her brave special girls. Talk shows, documentaries, charity galas for kids with rare conditions. We'd sit there while hosts asked invasive questions about how we use the bathroom and whether we'd ever be able to date, and Mom would cry on command. After a year, I noticed something wrong with Marin. She stopped complaining about the glue. She started saying "we" when she meant herself. She got angry when I scratched at the adhesive. "Stop it," she hissed during a photo shoot. "You're hurting us." "There is no us," I whispered back. "Mom glues us together every morning. You know this isn't real." "It is real. This is who we are. Why can't you just accept that?" I stared at my sister and realized I was losing her to the lie. She defended Mom constantly. She practiced our backstory when no one was watching. She cried real tears about our condition, and I didn't think she was acting anymore. She had become the conjoined twin Mom always wanted her to be. Then Mom found a surgeon in Mexico. She sat us down with that dangerous shine in her eyes. "I found a doctor who can make you girls into what you were always meant to be. Real conjoined, twins, permanent, surgical." My whole body went cold. I looked at Marin expecting horror. Instead, she was crying with joy. "Thank you, Mama. Thank you so much." She grabbed my hands. "We'll never be apart again." Isn't that beautiful? Marin, this is insane. You know we're not actually conjoined. Stop saying that. Why do you always ruin everything? Mom loves us. Mom smiled and stroked Marin's hair. "The surgery is in 3 weeks. We fly to Tijuana on the 15th. I called CPS from a gas station bathroom and told them exactly when to come. The morning of the 15th, right before we were supposed to leave for the airport. When the social workers knocked on the door, Mom went into full performance mode. "My poor babies," she cooed, clutching us against her. "They have such a rare condition. We're flying to Mexico to see a specialist who might be able to help them live more normal lives." The social workers looked at us glued together at the hip and their faces softened with pity. They were buying it. They were going to let us go. I looked at Marin and whispered, "I'm sorry." Then I grabbed the door frame with both hands and ripped myself away from her with everything I had. The sound was horrible, wet and tearing, and the pain was worse than anything I'd ever felt. Marin screamed and fell sideways, and I stood there alone, bleeding down my leg, completely separate from her for the first time in 2 years. I had forgotten what it felt like to stand by myself. "She glues us together every morning," I shouted at the social workers. "Look at my scars, look at my hip. This isn't a medical condition, it's adhesive." There are emails on her phone from the surgeon in Mexico who was going to make this permanent. She was going to have us surgically attached because people were starting to figure out we were fake. Mom tried to grab me. "She's confused. She doesn't know what she's saying. The pain is making her delusional." "I'm not delusional. I'm not conjoined. I'm a regular person whose mother has been gluing her to her sister and parading her around for money." I turned to Marin, who was sobbing on the floor holding her bleeding hip. Tell them the truth. Please, Marin. You know what she's been doing to us." Marin looked at Mom. She looked at me. She looked at the blood running down both our sides. "She glues us together every morning," Marin whispered finally. "She makes us practice crying. None of it is real. I just wanted it to be real. So bad because at least then there would be a reason for all of this." Marin lives in Portland now and I live in Boston. We haven't spoken to Mom in years.